5 seconds. Friends, we are all meeting today to discuss the important subject. I am happy to find among us eminent persons in the field of education. In spite of many difficulties, they have found it possible to attend this session, for which I am thankful to them all. First of all, I would like to state that education is an activity vitally concerned with the life and future of a nation. So, people of all walks of life, of all shades of opinion, whether rich or poor, are all concerned with the development of education. There is perhaps no other area of human activity which is so well discussed. In the last several months, there has been a great debate on a reform in our educational system. It is a healthy sign that a broad consensus has emerged from these discussions that our educational system needs reforms and that it should be developed into a powerful instrument of social change. It is indeed gratifying to see that there is greater concern today about the purpose of education, what is taught, with what purpose, and to what effect. Through time, education has played an important part in shaping the destinies of varieties societies. Education improves knowledge, and advancement in knowledge brings about change in the methods and techniques of production and distribution of wealth, and above all, the relationship between man and man. As more and more people get the benefits of education, they become more conscious of their role and rights as members of the society. This will in turn get reflected in a large number of people so participating in the processes of development itself. It is in this process education plays a crucial role. In the long run, education helps to bring about change, but it is at the same time an important stabilizing force. There is a repetition in the process of teaching and learning. It seeks to cultivate forms and structures which tend to become rigid over a period of time. The system itself absorbs changes, and it would seem that it can never change itself. Now, I invite you for a free and frank discussion. Thank you. Sir, I wish to draw the attention of the authorities through your columns to the need for increasing the transport facilities in our state in general and in the rural parts in particular. With the growing developmental activities in the country and with increased attention being given to rural economy, movement of the population, particularly in rural areas, has become very necessary. This has increased the frequency of the travel in recent times. The villager has to keep moving from place to place if he has to take full advantage of the many facilities offered to him by the government and other public bodies. Further, on account of the rise in the prices of food grains and other agricultural products, the riot has a little more money to spare for travel. Movement of student population to the urban areas for higher education has become a common feature. In view of the above needs, travel facilities have to be increased. Increase of train services wherever possible. Introduction of concession for travel, particularly for the student population, and additional fleet of buses are all measures which have to be taken immediately to satisfy the travel needs. If these measures are taken, there is no doubt that the rural population would feel highly thankful. I would like to mention that any delay in effecting improvement in the present condition would only worsen the position and place the rural people under a great disability. On the other hand, if the measures suggested or implemented, rural population will take full advantage of them and will show better interest in the Grow More Food program. Yours faithfully. Dear sirs, we are in receipt of your letter dated 18th October. We regret to note that you have not cared to reply to our two letters sent during the last month, calling your attention to an outstanding balance of rupees 5,000 on your account. You will perhaps agree that as this sum is long overdue, we are at least entitled to some expression of your intention in the matter. We would like to point out in this connection that we have already waited for too long for the settlement of this account, as we, on our part, make it a matter of principle to pay all our debts promptly. We have to insist on prompt payment by our customers in their turn. We would like to make it clear that it would not be possible for us to wait any longer and insist on your remittance positively within 7 days from this date. We expect you to send your reply and check within 7 days of receipt of this letter. We trust that you will act promptly. All claims from customers arising out of our 6 months guarantee are to be dealt with locally as far as possible after due intimation to us all the claims by you and after obtaining our approval in writing. When the application is made, you should clearly state that you have made a thorough examination of the fault and that, in your opinion, it comes within the terms and conditions of the guarantee. We shall send you a regular appointment letter of your acceptance of our basic condition, thanking you. Yours faithfully.